And welcome back to the Financially Simple Experience. I'm your host, Justin. Let's deal with something that's extremely hard, something very hard for us business owners. Let's answer the question, how can we as business owners relinquish control of our companies? How can we give up control? I was listening to some of the past episodes of the podcast, and I noticed that I had this theme, this underlying theme about control. Now, I don't know why I've been talking a lot about control recently. Maybe it's because it's in my head. Maybe it's because that's what I'm dealing with so many clients, about letting go. Maybe it's because it's one of the pivotal points about growing the value of our companies. We got to remove ourselves from the epicenter of our business. I don't know why I've been talking about control a lot, but the question came to my head is, Justin, how? How do I give up control? Let's first identify some key points. First of all, control, if we maintain control and we're possessive about that, let's be candid. It's because we don't trust something. If we maintain control within our possessions because we don't have faith that something else is going to work. Maybe it's a team member, maybe it's a system, maybe it's a process that you've created. The reason why we have control, or that we gain control, or want control, or drive control, or desire control, or possess control, whatever your term that you want to use there, the reason why we just hold on to it with clenched fist, candidly, is because we don't trust. We don't trust. We don't trust our team, our processes, or our systems. Something's awry, and we don't trust it. Because, as we've all said, no one with our prideful hearts can do what we can do as good as us. I can hear my big ma, she was my great-great-grandmother, saying hogwash right there. Yeah. And that's a load of baloney as well. That's not the case. Maybe it's pride. Ultimately, it's lack of trust. Xero, and you spell it Xero, did a survey. Interesting survey with small business owners, and they said that 77% of business owners felt the effects of burnout. When they dive into that study a little bit, it actually reveals that individuals over the age of 50 reported a burnout rate of 59%. Those between the age of 35 to 50, we're talking about small business owners, employees, me and you, our peers, those individuals between 35 and 50 experienced burnout at about 84%, and millennials, those 18 to 34, we're actually at 94% of the time they reported a burnout. Now, I don't know what that means for millennials and for us in the Gen X area from 35 to 50 compared to 50 plus, how our burnout rate goes up so much higher. I don't know if it's because we take on more responsibility, we have higher expectations. Maybe it's just we're just lazy. And I can hear my dad say, "Yep, that's it, son." In my head, maybe that's it. But nonetheless, we face burnout. Why? Let's be honest, because we don't delegate. Because we want to maintain control. Gallup did a study where they interviewed a bunch of CEOs, and they talked about the delegatory authority. Some individuals who love to delegate. Those CEOs in the study who delegated grew faster. They had higher earnings and they created more jobs. There were 500 CEOs in this study, and 143 of them were notified or were nominated to be high delegators compared to the rest. So 500 CEOs, 143 were seen as high delegators. Those high delegators, over a 3-year period of time, actually had a growth rate of 1,751%, 112 percentage points higher than those who did not delegate. Think about that. Those who delegated had 112% higher returns on the growth of their companies than those who didn't. They had 33% greater revenues. So the ones who delegated had 33% greater revenues than those who didn't. I don't know about you, but I want to make more money. I want to have more time. I want to have more freedom. Consider delegation. But it's not just for the middle-class business owners and the Inc. 500. We're also looking at entrepreneurs. There was the same study looked at 1,446 employer entrepreneurs. In other words, entrepreneurs that had employees. Those who delegated, there were 33% of those who planned to significantly grow their business, compared to those who did not delegate was only at 21%. So what we can read from this is those of us who delegate within our business, who try to relinquish control at all times, we could potentially have greater revenue. We could potentially have significant greater growth. It's amazing what we can do through delegation. See, as we delegate and as we remove ourselves from the epicenter of the business becomes scalable. Scalable. If we stay at the pinch point, you and I as business owners, if everything has to run through us, then we're not building a hyper-efficient business. No, we need time to work on our business rather than in it. So the only way we're going to free time up is by trusting our team members with tasks that you and I gain control of. Another interesting thing that happens through delegation is it boosts employee morale. See, we as business owners can either control or enable. One of the two. We either control, we gain control, and everything has to come through us, or we enable the team members to be the best they could possibly be. And whenever we're controlling it, they can't be the best they can possibly be. You say, well, Justin, no one does it as good as me. Yeah, I know. I get it. I've been there. But a little bit of faith in those people that you have on your team, you might be surprised. Kendra Sawyer, an associate professor at Villanova University, said, and I quote, "Research suggests that regardless of generation, people want to be connected to something greater at work, a meaning or purpose that is larger than a paycheck." See, whenever we release our team members to operate at their full capacity, they are now plugged in with meaningful work, and they're not there just for money or recognition. They're there for something with a larger purpose. But I warn you that if you maintain control in your company, complete control, you're not going to have team members that are fully there for anything except for money or recognition. And at that point, you've lost because you're going to have high turnover. So let's answer the question. How do we relinquish control? Guys, this is like super easy. I mean, this is like put your shoe on, tie it in a knot type easy. This is easy stuff to say. But it's hard. Flipping hard to do. So let's go through it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to assess what you're good at. On our Financially Simple podcast, on the Financially Simple blog, we're actually going to have a downloadable energy audit that I'd like for you to perform. Now, I got to be honest, our consultants that I employ, so yes, just like other business owners engage us to help them run their company, I employ business consultants, and they cost a little bit of money. They had us do an energy audit within our whole company. I want to share that energy audit with you through the Financially Simple portal. So click the show notes below, and there'll be a link to the energy audit. But in this energy audit, it helped me assess what I was good at, what I love doing and was good at, not just what I'm good at but I hate doing. Yeah, I could be perhaps the greatest salesperson, but putting me in operations, yeah, stick a fork in my eye, let me move to Idaho and sell llamas, right? If I know my strengths and I can recognize my strengths, then I know where I need to focus. So by assessing what we do good at, then we know, candidly, where we're not good at. We can look at our pros and cons. So if we know what we're not good at, now's the time for number 2, to start backing out, to start moving away from those areas, to delegate those areas. You say, Justin, I don't have enough team members to delegate some of this stuff to. Consider hiring a virtual assistant. Well, Justin, I can't afford a virtual assistant. Look, friends, you can't afford not to do this. This is where you invest back into your business here. If you can relinquish control of those things that you don't like doing and you're not good at, I call them the time sucks, the energy thing, the sucks, the things that draw your life down to where you are just frustrated. If you can get rid of those and free yourself up for greater capacity, greater passion, and the areas that you love working in, now you can be like those CEOs that saw 33% growth over those who refuse to delegate. So yeah, you may have to have a new person, a new team member. That's okay. Once we know what we're good at and what we're not good at, now it's time to start handing those things off that we're not good at. And number 3, let's give up control of those things that we're not good at. Yeah, we're going to hand them off. We're going to have to train a little bit maybe, but then we're going to give up control. Say, Justin, that's it? Yeah, that's it. What are you good at? Do an energy audit. Number 1, what are you good at? What is it that you love doing? What is it that you don't like doing? Let's give that to somebody else. And then release control. Here's where we often get hammered with. How do we know whether or not they're doing a good job? We're going to deal with KPIs ad nauseum here over the next few episodes coming up in the near future. We're going to deal with KPIs. Our systems, if we properly build those, all the things we've spoken about thus far on the podcast up to this point, should identify whether or not our team members are doing a good job. But here's what I personally have experienced. Whenever I have a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting or a daily meeting, depending on what we're talking about, and I relinquish control to that individual, and I'm now teaching them what it means to be an authority and be responsible and have accountability for that thing, that whatever that action is, at any given time I can ask them, and they have learned to be able to report to me the very thing that I've relinquished control on. It's not that I want to micromanage. I want to make sure it's getting done properly. And my mind works in a way that if I can see it's being done in a short period of time properly and the good systems and the processes are there, then I can totally forget about it. It's whenever I give control up that I don't have the systems or processes or anything else developed that now I can't forget about it. And I end up micromanaging or second guessing the team, and that doesn't do anybody any good. So friends, you want to give control up? It's not hard to say. It's hard to do, but it's not hard to say. So what do? We see what we're good at, number one. Find out the things that we're not good at, number two. We identify somebody who can help us, and then we phase out. It's really that simply said. Hard to do, though. So look, friends, I get that control. We're human. We wanted the best for our company. We want the best for our team. We want the best for our employees and our customers and our vendors and everybody else that we work with. We want to provide the best. After all, your name may actually be on the business. I get it. But unless we begin delegation, unless we begin relinquishing control, we're not going to hit our full potential in our business. Our burnout rates are going to go through the roof, and we're going to be a statistic. And I don't want to do that, guys. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be that person. I actually told somebody today, I said, I am having the time of my life working in my business for the first time ever. I'm having so much fun. Years of work, hard work, stressful work. And it's like, man, this is fun. You can be there too, friends. If you need help with this is what we do day in, day out. We help business owners all over the United States rock it out. We help them relinquish control. If you need help with this, reach out to us. Go to financiallysimple.com and connect with us. Until next time, friends, I realize life is hard. I got it. Life is hard. Life is stressful. And relinquishing control is difficult, but it doesn't have to be. Let's continue to make our lives at least financially simple. Hey, y'all, make it a great day.